Welcome to day 12 of the state of emergency lockdown in New Zealand, lockdown in the world really, isn't it? Well, they estimate 4 billion people in lockdown. World's population is 7 point something billion. Yeah, it's getting tough out there, isn't it? Probably time today to get a little philosophical. It's a grey old day. I don't know if you can see all the grey clouds. They're rain clouds. Might get a shower or two. Be careful of that one over there. It's coming over. That's definitely got rain in it. Coming over my way. Oh, the sheep are singing. What do you want? They're not trapped? No, they're not trapped. They're just talking. They're probably getting bored as well. Yeah, but I thought we might get a little bit philosophical. Yeah, what's going to happen after? Just watched Jacinda Ardern this morning. The way she's talking, and the way everyone's talking, that border restrictions and all that sort of stuff, they're going to be with us for the rest of the year, probably. Obviously, we don't want secondary outbreaks and things like that. But, you know, one day life will return to a kind of normal. But it's probably, Rio's marking some spaces there. But it's going to be kind of a different normal, isn't it? You know, normal before won't be normal in the future. Let's have a look what's going to happen. Population surveillance is going to go up. A lot more smartphone technology and tracking of people and all that carry on. What was it? Vladimir Putin in Moscow, just before he called the lockdown, they'd installed something like 20,000 more cameras in the city, facial recognition, all that sort of stuff. Is that the new world? Is George Orwell right? Is it going to be like that? Will things become irrelevant? Celebrities will become irrelevant? Yeah. Got a feel for the celebrities though. Going on Instagram and making their videos and, oh, look at me. It's been really hard living in this mansion on my own with just my servants and my butler. Even going for a swim in the heated swimming pool's not working. I've put on a pound. And look at me, no makeup. This is makeup free. Poor things. They'll just become irrelevant. Consumerism. Will that change? You know, we're all getting by with what we need, not what we want. Will that 70-inch HDMI TV with 4K wizardry, will that become irrelevant? Will sport become a little bit more irrelevant? I mean, we're going to need outlets. We're going to need outlets for fun. So sport and things like that, obviously, they're still going to be around. It's all going to still be around. Competition. The wind's getting up. That cloud's coming over. The pressure's dropping. Come on, Rio, we'll go back this way. One thing I do know is a little tip. The hospitals are going to be super busy next Christmas. This Christmas, yeah. 2020, December and January, the hospitals are going to be under a bit of pressure. Why, you may ask? Pregnancies. Everyone's in lockdown. The birth rate is going to go through the roof in December and January. Yeah. And what's the latest royal children's names? No idea. Don't follow that. But we'll get loads of royal names. Be like class, 5 years from now there'll be classrooms full of the same name, 10 of them, 20 of them, be celebrity, royalty names. They're always the most popular, aren't they? I've no idea what Kate and William called their kids, wouldn't have a clue. Don't give a monkeys. Yeah, so that's a shoe-in. That's not being philosophical, that's real. That's definitely going to happen. Yeah. But yeah, it's globalisation. We've lived in the push for globalisation now for decades. And the only reason we got globalisation is so the corporates and the big corporations can make more money. They shifted all the manufacturing tasks. 95% of the manufacturing tasks they shifted to places like India and China. And this epidemic has just showed how dependent we are on countries like that. I mean, this business of the hydrochloroquine, which is basically like the quinine they've put in the gin and tonics for years and years and years, chloroquine, and to fight off malaria. And President Trump said, he keeps pushing it all the time like it's a really good thing. They've done some tests in France and China, and it kills the virus in a test tube. But I could stick bleach in a test tube, it'll kill the virus. So we're not sure yet, but he's ordered 40,000, whatever it is, bottles, litres, I'm not sure. But he's ordered 40,000 from India. That's the only place that makes it now. And apparently it's such a simple product to make. It's been around for well over 70 years. And but India's the only place that can make it. 95% of all the world's pharmaceuticals, the base ingredients for all the pharmaceuticals in the world, you can only get in China. China's the only one that makes them. So, where are you going, Rio? Oh, look. Oh, yeah. You saw another dog, look. So having this dependency in crisis on certain countries, is that going to change? Are we going to start bringing back a provision to manufacture essential goods, essential stuff like pharmaceuticals? Is that going to be our country's going to stand up and say, bloody Nora, we need to make some of that ourselves in future. We can't be solely reliant on China and India. A lot of the manufacturing that China does on a polluted scale, they've shifted over to Vietnam. Vietnam is now the next polluted capital of the world. Smog everywhere. And it's only because of greedy corporations, they just go wherever the cheapest wage is. Where can we get it made cheaper? So like I told you at our last meeting, our profits declined to only 300 billion last year. And that's a huge drop from $380 billion. It's just getting too expensive to make these goods in China. What do you recommend? Well, there's a really good opportunity, boss, for us to move the whole operation from China to North Vietnam. In North Vietnam, they've promised us a delivery of only $1 a day per worker. And as you know, with China now, they want $2.50 a day. But what about the pollution aspects? Have you checked that out? Pollution won't be a problem. They've got no pollution rules at the moment. And have we got a guaranteed price from this company in North Vietnam? Will they hold those wages down? Will they hold those wages? We don't want any surprises. Salary increases in China are just unsustainable. North Vietnam has promised us $1 a day. Yeah, it's great news. Yeah, just greedy. Maybe that's another thing. Maybe we're going to become very, very much less greedy. Certainly hope so. So yeah, things are going to change. And hopefully they'll change for the better. Take more care of ourselves. But there will be negatives. Holidays to Bali, like I like doing. Do I need it? I mean, having lockdowns like a holiday. Whoop, there's a car coming. Don't see that very often. Woo! Probably going down to the shops. But anyway, that's me. Enough of me whining on. That rain's starting to come. It's starting to drizzle. Come on, Rio. It's starting to drizzle. So yeah, tell me what you think. You know, when you don't have a lot of money, like me, I used to when I was in advertising years ago, but you know, I live a frugal life now. Got my 2 paddocks there with sheep on. Got lamb in the freezer, plenty of lamb in the freezer. I won't starve. But I always ask myself that question: when you don't have a lot of money, do I need it? When my, like I said this before, when my 37-inch TV crapped out, and I looked online, you know, there's all these fantastic offers from Harvey Norman and all these places. No leaming, you know, I could get a 55-inch, blah 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 blah. But you know, for $1,000. But then I thought, I've got a TV that's doing nothing. That's used to be my computer monitor TV. God knows it's not very big, but I'll do. So yeah, will we become less stuff that we want, aspire to have, you know, and become... Oh, I'm just looking at my fig tree. I need to start picking. They're really ripening up. Look at that one. Ooh. Ooh, the birds have been eating a few. They're really starting. Oh, there's loads and loads of ripe ones. Figs, what can you do? Not a big fan of eating them. Come on, Mum, if you're watching, I know you love figs. So give me some ideas what to do with them, other than just making jam with loads of sugar in it. Must be a way of... was there something you used to do with figs? A simmering thing? In vodka? Whatever.